You were born with immense power, not ordinary, not weak, but powerful in a way that this world seldom allows you to realize. The moment you opened your eyes, something began to unfold. A system, a quiet, invisible mechanism that started to shape you, not through chains or threats, but through forgetfulness. You did not need to be imprisoned. You simply had to forget who you truly are. Control did not shout. It whispered, existing in the rules you never questioned, in the stories you were told, and in the ideas that were repeatedly instilled in you until you accepted them as truth. You embraced these notions not due to ignorance, but because you were young, open, curious, and willing to believe. That was all it required. From that point onward, the system began fulfilling its purpose. It began with subtle phrases like, "Be realistic," or "Follow the rules," and warnings such as, "Don't question too much," or "That's just how the world." Gradually, you were handed a script, a set of roles to play. Be a good student, be polite, be responsible, avoid conflict. Sit down, raise your hand, ask permission, and obey authority. Before you even understood the concept of belief, you were already living according to someone else's. You trusted those around you, your parents, your teachers. They were not bad people. They were merely as trapped as you were. They imparted to you the same narrative they received, not to harm you, but because they believed it was right. But what if it was not? What if the entire structure was crafted not to liberate you, but to constrain you? Deep within, perhaps you have always sensed something unusual, a hum beneath the noise, a quiet awareness, whispering, "This is not all there is. I am more than a tick." That hum is not a figment of your imagination. It is not a fantasy. It is a memory, a truth you were born with, but were taught to forget. And now it is time to remember. You are not small, you are not ordinary. You are not here merely to survive. You are here to awaken. Throughout history, ancient cultures have spoken of this not as a religion, but as a profound truth. The Egyptians spoke of Neter, a divine power present in everything, not a god in the sky, but a force within you. The Vedic texts referred to it as Atman, the soul that is intrinsically connected to the infinite. This is not philosophy, it is identity, your original self. Yet, in the modern world, that self has been buried under repetition, under news headlines, under textbooks, under jobs, and under distractions, so deeply that many people are unaware that something is amiss. They believe the fog is normal. They think confusion is merely part of being human. But that fog is not natural, it is manufactured. You have been conditioned to forget who you are. One of the tactics employed is to weaken the part of you that connects to the infinite. Your pineal gland, often referred to as the third eye. It is a small structure at the center of your brain that ancient civilizations believed served as the gateway between the physical and the spiritual. This is not just a metaphor. It is real, and it is under attack. Fluoride in your water, toxins in your food, and chemicals in your air are not accidents. They accumulate in the pineal gland, leading to calcification. As it hardens, your vision diminishes, not your eyesight, but your inner sight, your capacity to sense. Beyond the five senses, your connection to your deeper self. The less you perceive, the more you comply, and the system flourishes in your blindness. However, here is the truth. It cannot fully extinguish that part of you. Even amid all the noise, your soul still resonates. You experience moments, flashes where you feel more alive than usual, where something stirs within you, are strange clarity, a dream that feels more real than waking life, a sign you cannot quite explain. That is the authentic you, striving to break free. You are not broken, you have merely been buried, and you have the power to unearth yourself. Begin by questioning everything you have been taught, not only by others, but also by yourself. Your inner dialogue is laden with programming you did not choose. Thoughts like, I am not good enough, I have to do this, or this is just the way it is. But from where did those beliefs stem? Did you choose them, or were they inherited? This is not an exercise in blame. It is about responsibility. Now that you are awake enough to ask, you can choose to let them go. This journey is not about becoming something new. It is about stripping away what never belonged. It is not about fixing something that was never broken. It is about reclaiming the power that has always existed within you and shedding the layers that have obscured it. And make no mistake, those layers run deep. They reside in your identity, your relationships, your job, and your routines. They are embedded in the food you eat, the shows you watch, and the apps you open. Life has become a performance in which you play roles. You say what you believe others wish to hear. You act as you think you are expected to act. You adhere to the same script daily and wonder why life feels devoid of meaning. Yet you are not meant to perform. You are meant to live, raw, real, awake. You do not need to escape the world. You need to awaken within it. The first step in doing so is to reconnect with your body, not as something distinct from your spirit, but as its home. Your body is not merely flesh and bones. It is a vibrational field. Your gut is intelligent, your breath is sacred, and your spine harbors electric potential. The purer you keep your vessel, the clearer your awareness becomes. This is why detoxing is not solely about health, it is about consciousness. Eliminate processed foods, toxic water, and overstimulation. Provide your body with what it was designed to thrive on: whole foods, clean air, deep rest, movement, stillness, and presence. Observe what occurs. The fog dissipates. The noise quiets, and the voice within grows louder. That voice is your truth, and it has been waiting for you. One of the quickest ways to hear that voice is through your breath. While breathing might seem automatic, you were never intended to breathe unconsciously. Every breath is an entrance. Every inhale brings in energy, and every exhale clears the path. Breathwork is not merely a spiritual fad. It is one of the most potent tools at your disposal. With just a few minutes of intentional breathing, you can transform your entire state physically, mentally, spiritually. You do not need extravagant rituals. You need presence. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Repeat this and listen. In that stillness you encounter, that is where your truth resides, where your power has been waiting. As you breathe with awareness, something begins to occur in your energy body. Traumas may surface, emotions may rise, and energy that has been stagnant for years begins to flow. It might feel uncomfortable, it might feel beautiful, or it might feel overwhelming, but it is genuine and it is healing you. Your body is striving to awaken. Allow it to do so. Now, here is what the system truly fears. Not your anger, not your rebellion, not your theories. It fears your embodiment. When you begin to live as your truth, when your words, habits, and choices all harmonize, you become unstoppable. Not louder, simply clearer, not perfect, merely real. That clarity radiates from you. transforming you into a mirror. Some individuals may feel uneasy in your presence, not because you have changed, but because your light reflects what they are not prepared to confront. Others may be drawn to you inexplicably, as your energy communicates more profoundly than words ever could. You will no longer chase love, status, or approval. You will simply exist in truth. You become your own authority, and in a world constructed on distraction and distortion, that is the most radical act of all. Understand that it will not always be easy. You will encounter moments of doubt, and you will be tempted to revert to the script, but you will also experience something new, a strength, a peace, a knowing. That knowing will be your anchor. This is not about attaining a flawless version of yourself. It is about living from the self that was never truly broken, the self beneath the pain, the fear, the noise, the one who sees clearly, breathes deeply, and acts with intention. You do not need another philosophy. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment, the right teacher, or the ideal sign. You are the sign. You are the one you have been waiting for all along. There is no finish line. There is only presence. There is only this breath, this choice, this moment. And in every moment you get to decide, will I play the role or will I embody presence? This is the shift that transforms everything. When it occurs, when you finally cease chasing and start living, you begin to remember what you truly are. Not a role, not a job, not a story, but awareness itself, infinite, eternal, unshaken. That is the divine essence within you, not a deity in the clouds, but the intelligence flowing through your lungs, the stillness behind your thoughts, the light illuminating your eyes. It was never absent, you simply looked everywhere, except within. Now you remember. When you live in that way, fully, fearlessly from your all source, you do not need to convince anyone. You do not need to prove anything. You do not even need to explain. Your presence will speak for itself. You were never intended to live small, quiet, or numb. You were meant to be electric, alive, and awake. And now you are.